Hello and welcome to the Success with Savita podcast, where we share hot tips on how to do life and business without losing your mind. I'm your host, Savita Nanjappa, entrepreneur, high achieving 9 to 5er turned transformational success coach, helping you create a wildly successful business. Come hang out with me and other fabulous humans like you every week for stories and chats packed with a healthy dose of tips, resources, how to's, and real talk. Side effects may include a happier and more confident you with each passing day. Hi, and welcome to the Success with Savita podcast. And in today's solo episode, I am speaking about how to build resilience. As we've all gone through this pandemic, we all have discovered one thing about ourselves as a human race, and that is that we are resilient people. We are a resilient race, and that's what has allowed us to survive through evolution and has allowed us to survive through centuries of changes and come out on the other side. And the pandemic has shown us that we can be resilient, we can get through this together, and we will find light at the end of the tunnel. For some of us who are still in lockdown, and for some parts of the world where things have opened up, we're still finding that we have challenges. We have a new kind of normal, maybe not life as we've ever experienced it before. And so that brings me to this quality called resilience. What is it? What does resilience really mean? Who has it? And whether can you really build it? Now, resilience is described as the ability to go through periods of extraordinary stress, which can include trauma, violence, physical, mental, emotional abuse, childhood trauma, and also death, divorce, relationship breakups, work stress. It doesn't always have to be the extreme end of the spectrum in terms of extraordinary stress, but yes, when you go through periods of extraordinary stress and are still able to make it through that moment and be able to move forward in life in a positive way, that quality that allows you to do that is known as resilience. The ability to bounce back from setbacks is described literally as a difference between successful and unsuccessful people. Resilience has been shown to positively influence work satisfaction and engagement, as well as overall well-being, and can lower depression levels. There is even evidence that resilience can help protect us from physical illness, but resilience, conventional thinking assumes, is something that you find within yourself, that is inborn. Either you have it or you don't have it, which isn't true. And I'm going to talk about how you can build resilience and use this to strengthen your ability to deal with the dramatic changes or even setbacks that are thrown at you in this game of life. So research has shown that resilience is not purely an individual characteristic, but is also heavily enabled by strong relationships and networks. We can nurture and build our resilience through a wide variety of interactions with people in our personal and professional lives. These interactions can help us shift or push back on work demands and alter the magnitude of the challenge we are facing. Think about the way in the pandemic, doctors, nurses, medical staff have had to come forward, put their own lives at risk, deal with 16-hour, 18-hour, no break shifts, help people who are dying, help people survive this while putting themselves at risk, getting sick themselves, and often also putting their families at risk because they're going out to work, and how they've been able to do that and still make it through day after day. And one of the reasons that people are able to deal with these levels of stress is because they have actually cultivated a well-developed network of relationships that they can rely on to help when they have these setbacks. Because having this network of relationships can help us shift work or manage surges, can help us find confidence to push back and self-advocate, can help us see a path forward, provide empathic support so we can actually release negative emotions, helps us to laugh at ourselves in the situation, reminding us of the purpose or meaning in our work, broadening us as individuals so we can maintain perspective when setbacks happen. But such a network won't materialize overnight. It is something that has to be cultivated, and often the individual who's showing this resilience has actually built, maybe knowingly, maybe unknowingly, through work, through volunteer work, civic, religious communities, Booker dinner clubs, communities of parents they met through their children, family members, and so on. So, one way to ask yourself if you will be able to deal with setbacks. Do you have a good support system that you can rely on for you when you are going through these huge moments of stress? I recently read this article in the Harvard Business Review which talks about starting to build resilience by identifying your resilience needs. First is to understand and ask yourself, am I resilient? I don't know. Nobody knows that till they're going through a situation, but the answer is yes, because we are going through the pandemic, and if you've dealt with that, then you are resilient in a certain sense. Next is, if you want to consciously build this, then to identify your resilience needs. And some of those needs may look like this, right? You may want to look at connections that help you shift work or manage surges, right? That help you out at work when you have a huge workload. Connections that help us make sense of people or politics in a situation. People who are able to give you perspective, who are able to give you a broad viewpoint, who help you see through situations which can be either toxic or difficult or challenging with other people. Another connection or relationship to check is, do you have people in your life that can help you find the confidence to push back and self-advocate? Sometimes all you need is that person that you can call at 3 a.m. and who can build that confidence in you. And sometimes that could come from a mentor, from an advocate, from a boss, from someone you look up to who can instill confidence in you. Do you have connections that help you see a path forward? Somebody who's able to give you guidance on how you can move ahead. Do you have connections that help you maintain perspective when setbacks happen? Do you have friends that can, help you not go off track or go down rabbit hole? Do you have connections that remind you of the purpose or meaning of your work? Are you having that support system, those peers, those co-workers, those family members who can help you see the purpose, your why behind what you do? Do you have connections that help you laugh and put you in a good frame of mind? Sometimes do you have connections who can help you find the humor in your own situation? Do you have connections that provide support so that we can release negative emotions? Often we can be spiraling with our negative thoughts. Do we have someone that we can reach out to and speak to who can help you see through all of those negative emotions? So these are the different types of connections that you should ask yourself if you have these people in your life. And if you don't, then maybe you look at expanding your network. You look at finding who are these people that you need based on your top resilience needs. From this, if you can identify, I need somebody that I can call at 3 a.m. I need somebody who can shift the perspective. I need somebody who can make me laugh, feel lighter. I need somebody who can guide me. And if you don't have that person currently in your life, how can you broaden and create these relationships within existing? That means from people that you already know, or are there people that you can deepen and strengthen within your family and friends, or are there people that you can go out and now build and create a network of relationships? This is something that will allow you to really look at your own relationships with perspective and see how you can build your connections so you can have this kind of support system. There are other ways for you to build resilience, and the next one, number 2, is to maintain a hopeful outlook. Maintaining a positive attitude is critical in our darkest times. And how are you going to be able to keep yourself hopeful even in the darkest times? That's something that you need to be able to maintain. It's not something that you will find in your darkest time, but if you're generally hopeful, it is to be taken that you will also find yourself, you'll find your way out of a dark situation. Bring out the creative part of yourself. Through dark times, it's necessary that you do something that makes your inner soul happy. turn to the creative side versus the rational side, right? Indulge in an activity, indulge in a pastime, build a hobby that you should do when we don't wait for the traumatic times to happen, but that you should already be building on. Indulge in that now. So plant the garden now so you can have the shade of that tree when you have the sun burning down on you. That's something that you can think about. And these were some of the tips that I wanted to leave you with. And finally, I want to leave you with this tool for your building resilience toolkit, which is consistently see what your ability is to accept change. It's okay if you take a few days to accept change. When it happens, that's fine. But how quickly are you able to accept it, embrace it, and move forward with it? You know that now this is the new normal. How are you able to embrace it and move forward so that it's working for you versus working against you? That's what I wanted to share with you on how to build resilience. If you have any questions for me, feel free to go ahead and DM me or send me a message on my Instagram or email me savita@successwithsavita.com, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have around building resilience. Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you like this episode and you want more, you can go to the show notes on my website, which is successwithsavita.com/podcast. If you like what you've heard so far, I would be grateful to you if you could leave me a 5-star review, subscribe to this podcast, and share with a friend who may find this useful. You can also follow me on my Instagram @successwithsavita and DM me any questions you may have, and I will be happy to answer them for you. Until the next episode, believe in yourself and all the best to your success.